Welcome to University of Auckland Champion Club O-Camp 2020 trip to Pinnacles Hut and back. I hope you will enjoy this video of how 93 people hired 5 vans and went all the way to Kauranga Visitor Center to make the plan of how to hike all the way to Pinnacles Hut and back in 2 days. So yeah, let's check it out how it all went. Okay, so after traveling along the gravel road to the Trestle View car park road end, we had a lovely lunch together and decided to split up into 4 groups to follow along Webb Creek, Billy Goat or Tarawera tracks towards the Pinnacles Hut. And personally, I went along the Billy Goat track, which started flat, but then suddenly you started getting more and more uphill, and then some more uphill, and even more uphill until the entire group stopped breathless, just begging for a catch of breath and enjoy the first glimpse of the views down below. Further in, we had even more uphill, but this time with some rail tracks to commemorate old Kauri logging days. Finally, we have arrived to the flat section, which indicated that we approached a long trestle viewing sidetrack, which has beaten all of the expectations possible. Sadly, we had to depart in quite a haste because of the biological hazard incident happening in our group. So after the departure from the long trestle, we hurried along a flat section of the track and then crossed a lovely bridge above a small creek. Then we headed uphill along a much rougher terrain with the steeper slopes and a rougher track section. Then we headed even more uphill and sometimes even had to walk to the left of the true track just because the steps were so high and the track was so eroded. Then we waited at the top of another viewing section and enjoyed watching the rest of the group catching up to us. We really enjoyed the views at the top and some fun balancing the backpacks on the top of our heads. Here's what we saw at the viewing platform before heading off to the cobbled section of the track that was a lot of fun to walk upon. Then we reached even more uphill that was consisting of the steps from the kauri or whatever logs. After reaching a flat section, we went for a little dancing party or dancing pit stop. That was lots of fun. And then we crossed a little active landslide area that was a little bit spooky to walk upon because I imagined the entire ground just sloping down and carrying me into the abyss below. But we made it safe and sound and reached another lovely cobbled section of the track that was a pleasure to walk upon. We were at the ridge section of the track by the time and we were almost at the hut, which we were really looking forward to. However, we had to stop at the hydro camp and wait for the rest of the group as we did quite a few times before. Shortly after the hydro campsite, we have seen the first pinnacles that are just simply the structures that we can see when the soil is eroded away and exposed the basalt columns under. Soon after, we saw an intersection that pointed us straight towards the Pinnacles hut, and in less than 10 minutes we did arrive to the hut itself that we have fully booked out, including a campsite. We really rushed inside to check out on how the bunks were going to look like and to book the spot where we wanted to sleep that night. We also checked out the kitchen area and where we were going to cook the dinner. After dropping our backpacks and putting down our numbers, we really rushed to the top of the pinnacles themselves because it was the sunset time and we didn't want to miss out on it. So after going up some flight of stairs and more stairs and then some more stairs and more stairs, we got absolutely out of breath from the view, of course, that we saw around us. That was absolutely spectacular around the sunset time, or actually sunrise, as we will see further in the future. After that, we had to walk even more uphill, which was just killing me. On the upside, epoxied metal ladder steps were really fun to climb, so I enjoyed that part. And then we have arrived to the summit itself that we really cheered out loud and filmed from left to right and right to left all over because it was breathtaking. Here's my clumsy attempt of trekking our path from the hut to the top of the Pinnacles with my dirty finger. After that, we have started a photo shoot because what else are you going to do if you were there? Sooner or later, we have noticed a moon in the sky, which meant it was going to get dark. So we went back to the hut to engage in some intellectual activities, such as traversing the table. And then traversing a person. I was crazy enough to say yes when I was offered to traverse a person, so I have tried it out and you can see it in the footage down below. After that, we had a lovely dinner, which I didn't film because I was too busy eating, but I filmed us being superheroes with the dishes and cleaning up the kitchen afterwards. After having fun with the dishes, we played the Cards Against Humanity, which was a lot of fun, and then we went to bed and got our sleep. After a very short sleep time, the morning squad got up to meet the sunrise at the top of the Pinnacles again, and they were kind enough to share their footage with me, because sure as hell I didn't go. So yeah, enjoy the sunrise!
It's so beautiful.
I think there were people who didn't want to come.
It does look like a yolk of fried egg.
Okay, after the morning squad returned back, we grabbed some breakfast, which, believe it or not, consisted of pancakes and some porridge with jam and sugar. After doing a second heroic cleaning of the kitchen, we headed back down to the car park, which you would imagine to be downhill, but it really wasn't. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It was uphill only towards the sign, after which we did head downhill. I think originally we tried to stick as one giant lone group, but that didn't work out, and some of us just rushed downhill as fast as possible. On the way down, we decided to stick with the Webb Creek track towards the car park, which was a lot of fun to walk upon because of the multiple bridged stream crossings, which we are not supposed to run across. We are supposed to walk like really good hikers. Afterwards, we did have group breaks and group times, but really everyone was in so much hurry that we hardly had time to film the beautiful forest and the bush and the creeks around us, because everyone was just so keen on getting back to the car park and having another lunchtime and just heading back to Auckland. When the footpath widened and flattened out, we reached another side track, this time with the waterfalls, which again beat all of the expectations because there was no water in that waterfall. At the end of the track, we went through the boot cleaning station and then gathered at the car park to wait for the rest of the group. And that's it! The 2-day hike to the Pinnacles with the University of Auckland Tramping Club. Cheers!